I suppose what everyone wants is a bit of scandal. It'd be nice if there was a murderer somewhere down the line.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at the most lurid, scandalous reveals from Who Do You Think You Are?
Religion causes filthy behaviour.
Especially in this period.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. An affair with a housemaid.
An affiliation order made for 5 shillings per week for 6 weeks. Midwife, Mr... What's this?
While exploring his mother's side of the family, Nigel Havers uncovered the first of many tales of illegitimate children and adultery we'll be looking at today.
He just couldn't resist it. Bit of a cad, really. Oh, dear.
While reading old documents, he finds that a woman named Anne Bryant had taken his ancestor, David Couch, to court to demand he pay for some of her upkeep and, crucially, for her to be attended to by a midwife. Yes, David Couch had got one of his housemaids pregnant.
I've been playing those sort of parts for years. David Couch, you naughty boy.
Anne was able to prove in court that the child was David's, entitling her to some money, though the child tragically passed away when she was only a year old.
I mean, the other option would have been to marry a young woman.
He's had experience of a woman much younger and it didn't go so well.
Number 9. Secret bigamist.
It seems he died at sea. And the other thing she said, which startled me, was he could be a bigamist.
The best episodes of Who Do You Think You Are always start with an ominous letter from a long-lost relative. In the case of Bruce Forsyth, he got a note from an American woman saying that she's connected to his great-grandfather, Joseph.
So we've got Joseph Forsyth Johnson.
Yes.
Married Elizabeth Trousdale.
But why didn't Brucey know about this other branch of his family? Well, it turns out that Joseph was a bigamist, secretly married to 2 women at once. Talk about a dirty dog.
He didn't leave a will.
Not leave a will.
He's got 2 families. One in England, one in Atlanta.
Originally coming from Yorkshire, Joseph packed up and went to New York, apparently, where he became a rich landscape gardener and found himself living in a lavish hotel before dying, almost penniless.
So I mean, in some ways you could look at this story and say, oh, he got away with it. Right? He carried on with another woman, but he just left the country and he covered it up.
Number 8. Trumpet.
Thrusting an hollow instrument like the end of a trumpet or glister pipe into his fundament, and through it a red-hot iron...
Hold on a minute, let me just get this straight.
On his 2-part follow-up to his legendary first appearance on Who Do You Think You Are, Danny Dyer headed to Berkeley Castle to learn about what happened to King Edward II at the end of his life.
Into his fundament.
What was that, what? Don't tell me it's...
Yep.
It's on his arse.
Yep.
After already learning about Edward's illicit same-sex romance with Hugh Despenser, who was derisively referred to as the king's husband and eventually castrated, he reads a record of some of the punishments Edward himself was subjected to.
And then not only that, they then stick a red-hot poker as well. So they've really just gone in there and they've gone crackers on him.
This included bizarrely having a trumpet inserted into his, as Danny Dyer puts it, bottle and glass, followed by a red-hot poker, just in case the trumpet wasn't unpleasant enough. Edward died in prison in 1327.
I'm very proud of Edward. He committed to the man that he was born to be, which was probably a gay man, and being in the medieval period would have been impossible.
Number 7. Long-lost family.
Joseph was never really discussed in our family, other than referenced in rather derogatory terms as Old Man Ridley.
Cheryl wanted to know why there was an entire contingent of her family that nobody had ever met, with her mother not even really knowing who her granddad was. It turns out that a hidden scandal was the reason for all this subterfuge. Her great-grandfather, Joseph Wilson Ridley, had had an affair with one of his servants, Edith Annie, cheating on his wife.
That's my great-nana. Wow.
She was the housekeeper, but became pregnant with twins, leading to Joseph being ostracized from his own family. He was subsequently looked down on by the 9 children he had had with his wife, but despite the scandal, Cheryl learned about his wartime history and why he was a complicated person.
Wow, that actually explains so much of why he was never talked about. So interesting. And he had, in the end, 11 children.
Number 6. First marriage. Another scandalous grandfather, Jim Moyer, better known as his comedy persona Vic Reeves, wanted to know why there had always been family rumours that his mother's father had been married more than once.
He was asking for Mary, and I said, why is asking for Auntie Mary? And she said, he's not asking for Auntie Mary, that was his first wife, Mary.
After tracking his grandfather from one badly paid job to the next in East Yorkshire, they discover that he was lying about his age upon his second marriage, and that he also had lied about his first wife, Mary, and the 3 children they had.
So he left 3, he abandoned 3 boys.
He claims on the second marriage certificate that he was a widower, but there were no records anywhere that she'd either died or that the marriage had ended. It wasn't until the BBC came along that Simeon Lee's dastardly nature was uncovered.
Who was his wife, and you thought that you had a half-brother?
Yes.
You've got 3.
3?
3 half-brothers.
Number 5. Actress.
There is some embarrassment that she is the daughter of an actress, and there's a question, that could be anything. An actress could be a euphemism for a woman of loose morals, let's be honest.
Boris Johnson was in Munich trying to track down a defeful ancestor who was known to the family as an actress. He was absolutely thrilled with the idea that potentially he could be related to a lady of the night, since actress could be a euphemism for any number of things. The mystery deepens when he finds out that Frederica, the mother of Caroline de Pfeffel, was pregnant when she walked down the aisle.
She was connected.
Yeah?
But secretly connected. It was important that when she became pregnant, that she should get married.
It turns out that Caroline's father is a German prince, and the pregnancy was covered up after Frederica was pushed into marrying someone else. If the bishop hadn't kept these top-secret documents, the episode could have stopped right there.
Stuff in pencil. How do I know the BBC hasn't crept in and written this to make this show more interesting?
No, they did not do. It was before.
Number 4. Husbands in court.
To make payment to the said Isabella Hope in name of in lying expenses attending the birth of an illegitimate male child.
There was a whiff of intrigue about one of Diane Morgan's ancestors, all traced back to seemingly endless court documents related to her 4 times great-grandmother, Isabella Hope. It turns out that Isabella had made quite a hobby of taking the fathers of her various children to court to get child maintenance.
2 illegitimate children?
Yeah.
It's going to be a habit, isn't it?
And she won this case as well.
She did it not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times, becoming a source of local gossip.
So this is the 3rd illegitimate child. Mm-hmm. It's like a career for her. I can't believe this.
She won the court cases every time, winning the money required to look after her myriad children, with documents pondering why the village men were so eager to spend the night with Isabella when she kept having children and then going after them for money.
And who, from her being the mother of several illegitimate children, was known and much talked of as an improper character. Oh no. Dirty bugger.
Number 3. Shotgun wedding.
Hello. That was quite a tight wedding dress. She was so far gone when she got married.
Graham Norton headed to Northern Ireland to track some of his family roots, with his grandparents living in Belfast. He investigated his great-grandmother and unearthed quite the scandal.
That does really shock me, because even now you'd get a bit of a move on down the aisle.
Tracking Mary to Ballymena, where she got married, he found out that she was heavily pregnant when she tied the knot with a man called James Reynolds. Mary herself also may have been illegitimate, according to the scandal.
My grandmother would have been mortified if she'd known this. That her mother had been 8 months pregnant going down the aisle.
Norton pointed out that had his more traditional grandparents known about all this, they would have been shocked. It also wasn't completely clear whether Reynolds was the father, though Norton believed he probably was.
What I'm thinking about is good, I'm not the first person to bring shame on the family, but in terms of unconventional living.
Number 2. Out of wedlock.
So, William Owen is the name of my great-grandfather.
It would seem so, yes.
Greg Davies went to Wales on the trail of his great-grandfather, whose name he wasn't even sure of. He did know his great-grandmother, Elizabeth Thomas, but only found out that his grandfather was called William Owen from a court record of Owen being ordered to pay Thomas maintenance for the upkeep of their children.
That would have been a local scandal, do you think?
Yes, probably.
They weren't married.
No, they weren't, no. And they've had 2 children together.
They had 2 children without being married, but when Owen didn't pay up on account of being a down-and-out drunk, Thomas took him to court, yet again, to try and get some cash.
Mrs. Carroll said she could not say he was drunk, neither could she say he was sober, but he was more drunk than sober.
If he didn't pay 5 shillings a month, he was going to get sent down for a fortnight.
And the reason he was never mentioned by our family is because no one, apart from Elizabeth, my great-grandmother, I don't think knew who he was.
Number 1. Francis Carr.
This is the best drama I've come across for yonks.
This is going to be a big trial if it comes out.
One of the biggest scandals in 17th century England surrounded Frances Carr, the eventual Countess of Somerset, and also 10 times great-grandmother of actress Celia Imrie.
Essex bird hath flown her cage, and gone to court to lie with a page.
Her first brush with public controversy was when she petitioned to have her marriage to the Earl of Essex annulled, which became gossip so juicy it was immortalised in the form of a public limerick that Imrie is given to read.
But now, with use she is so wide, a car may enter on every side. Blimey. Oh, Lord. You'd get into terrible trouble if you wrote that now, let alone then.
Later, the scandal gets even more profound, when it turns out that Frances Carr and her second husband, the Earl of Somerset, successfully murdered an objector to their marriage, Sir Thomas Overbury, via a poisoned enema. That can't be a pleasant way to go.
Sir Thomas Overbury died and is buried in the Tower. The manner of his death is not known, but the foulness of the corpse gave suspicion.
Let us know in the comments if you've ever uncovered a historical family scandal.